Cowboys are one Eagles offseason away from a Super Bowl. They are one Eagles offseason away.
That sounds easy.
They were running. Now, it's not easy.
Sounds simple.
It's not simple.
No, it sounds simple, dog.
It's not, because you know how
so let's take how he's done. It don't matter.
It's not easy at all.
Not.
But that is what they are. They're running back away. Eagles offseason, Saquon Barkley. They're linebacker away. Eagles offseason, Zach Bond. They're one offensive lineman away. Eagles offseason, Mekhi Becton. There's a number 2 wide receiver away. No Eagles offseason there. Obviously, they got Jahan Dotson, who contributed in the Super Bowl, but didn't do a ton during the course of the season. The Eagles are they're a defensive tackle away. Jordan Davis or Jalen Carter. The Eagles are one. The Cowboys are one Eagles offseason away from a Super Bowl. Like, that's it.
Okay.
The
I don't even know what to say to this. My mind goes in a million different directions because it's just like when I hear a take like that, it feels like we've just like you're watching some sort of Marvel movie where they're just like, watch a universe being born, and they just like clap and then it just like explodes. Like, I'm just like I don't even understand, because I'm just like, you're gonna get all these moves in one off season, and first off, the moves that he was even making weren't even all done in one off season. Like Jalen Carter, like that wasn't this last off season. That alone, and you're gonna just get this awesome top pick that dropped. Like I don't even understand. And to think at this point, your offense can be run in a way where like a Saquon Barkley would have the year that he had. You know, I mean, we already know that to not be the case because here's Ezekiel Elliott and never anything close. Nothing, nothing compared to what Saquon Barkley did. And so now you just think that you just can get a Saquon Barkley and he's magically going to do that. Like, there's no other support that needs to be done, and you're going to get a Zach Bond. You're just going to find him. You're just going to turn a player that no one wanted into an all-pro. Like, oh my goodness. Dak Prescott is suddenly going to become a great big time quarterback. You've had this team where you've won your 12 games, right? We won our 12 games. And then you came up short. You've already technically had a great team, and then you absolutely positively failed in the playoffs. And yet you're just an off season away from Dak Prescott suddenly becoming a big time quarterback. Is that what you're saying? You're an off season away from knowing how to perfectly balance your run game and pass game, and then seamlessly transition in any direction you need, depending on what the game dictates for you? That's what you're going to be able to do? Are you going to be able to use Dak Prescott's lack of run threat to your advantage somehow, to feed off the run game with a great Saquon Barkley that you're just magically going to find, by the way? You're just gonna pluck him out? Like, I just don't get it. You even had Kellen Moore. You literally even had Kellen Moore. And it didn't look like this. You had Dan Quinn. Dan Quinn goes and immediately turns the Washington Commanders around. Like it's just such an absurd thing to even say. They're an Eagles offseason away. Like, what does that even mean? You think that another team can just magically make all those moves, and a lot of these hard moves. Nobody wanted Mekhi Becton. Nobody wanted Zach Bond. There was not some huge bidding war for Saquon Barkley. That's why the Giants were so confident about it. The Cowboys didn't want Saquon Barkley. They went out and got Ezekiel Elliott. So make no mistake about it, getting Saquon was a big move that a lot of people ripped and complained about. So I don't understand what we're even saying. What we're even like actually talking about in this instance. And you can't say such a nonsense statement like this and say, well, of course it's not easy. Because he's like, yeah, no, it's not easy. I mean, like, so then don't say that then the statement itself then fundamentally doesn't make sense. It's like saying I'd be a millionaire if I could just make $5 million this year. It's not easy. It's not easy. I'm not saying it's easy, but I would be a millionaire if I could make $5 million this year. All I got to do is I got to start a business that's going to bring in at least $500,000 a month. And then I got to go calculate my taxes. And if I just talk really smart and smoothly like this, then it sounds really intelligently. Listen here. All I got to do, right? Listen. I'm going to buy an item for $10. I'm going to sell it for $100. I'm going to sell a lot of those items. And I'm going to make $400,000 to $500,000 a month. Okay? And then this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to go hire a certified accountant. And that accountant is going to help me with my taxes. You understand here? It's going to help me with my taxes. So I'm going to have to pay a lot less taxes than I normally would, therefore making more money at the end of the year. You understand what I'm saying here? I'm going to actually make a lot of money. This is high level stuff right here. I'm going to make a lot of money, but I'm going to pay less in taxes. I'm going to find some loopholes with my accountant. And I'm going to have a net worth of $5 million when it's all said and done. Listen, not easy, but that's what I'm going to do. That's what I'm going to do, y'all. That's what I'm going to do. Okay. That's what we're saying right now. So just go do it, man. Go do it. Go start that $5 million business. Go do it. I just, like, I don't know if this ends up being, because I go back and forth on some of these things. And when I first really watched a lot of the Dallas Cowboys takes over the years and really learned just by how much they move the ratings because they're such a massive fan base. If takes like these are actually authentic, or if it's just kind of like, hey, y'all, we got to say some positive things about the Dallas Cowboys. We got to instill hope because that's what Cowboys fans want to hear. And when I say things that Cowboys fans want to hear, it's all good. Because trust me, I know, because I've said the opposite. I've said negative things about the Dallas Cowboys fans, and I felt their wrath. But they got a little quieter as the season went on. When I told them that they weren't a very good team when they beat the Cleveland Browns in week 1, they were like, you're a hater. You're a hater. We won 12 wins every single year. We're amazing. Dak Prescott's amazing. And I'm like, okay, whatever you say. And now they're trying to live in this alternate reality where they would be the Philadelphia Eagles if Dak and Micah didn't get hurt. And I was like, okay. The Eagles went to the Super Bowl in 22 without all those moves that Acho just said. They went to the Super Bowl. They hired 2 new coordinators. They got, like, I can't even count right now, 5, 6, however many new defensive players. They added Saquon, obviously. They replaced Kelsey. Like, they made a ton of moves, but high level moves and high level execution of those moves based on a foundation of greatness, of going to the Super Bowl before. With Jalen Hurts, a bona fide, proven, big-time quarterback. Compare that to Dak Prescott, a bona fide, proven, small-time quarterback. Yeah, he loves those stats. He loves them. He loves them. And I'm going to be doing another video where this guy on CBS Sports talked about all the quarterbacks that he would take over Jalen Hurts. One of them was Dak Prescott. Oh, my Lord. I don't remember so many bad takes post Super Bowl. I don't know. Like, I don't remember this many bad takes post Super Bowl that we're hearing. I really do find takes like this. Occasionally I hear certain takes that are just, they genuinely dumbfound me. And it's like, and like I said, that's why I use that weird example, because I couldn't even come up with anything better, where it's just like some sort of visual representation where they're like, and this is how the universe was made, and they like snap, and like everything just pops out of it, because it's just like all this at once. And I'm just like, it's almost like too difficult for me to comprehend such an absurd statement to make. And then just saying this is what they need to do, but it's not easy. And it's just like, so then like I don't really know what we're saying. And then again, you're using like the Eagles as a reference point. Like even using the Eagles as a reference point then under this circumstance doesn't make any sense. If Dak Prescott had gone to a Super Bowl, if the heart of this Dallas Cowboys, Micah, Dak, etc., CD, if they had been to a Super Bowl and they just lost, right? Like, a take like that would make a little bit more sense, because you would say, hey, you have some main foundational pieces that could get to a Super Bowl. Now just be like the Eagles and make some hard decisions. Be aggressive. Do the things that you need to do. And then you can maybe get over this hump. But they don't have that foundation. It's a lot easier for me to become a millionaire if I already have $800,000 in my bank account, because I can now make some moves. I got a foundation. I got some money that I can invest. I can pay employees, etc., etc. It's really hard to make $1 million when I got $5,000 in my bank account, and that's who the Dallas Cowboys are. The only $100,000 that they got is a candy bar. So, good luck. And compare that to the Eagles GM, Howie Roseman, and compare that to, like, whoever's making the decisions these days for the Cowboys. Who even knows at this point? But, like, Jerry Jones. And again, it's not like Jerry Jones is actually like an awful GM, because he's drafted well and stuff like that. But when his big play is in the offseason is to get Ezekiel Elliott, and the big play for the Philadelphia Eagles is to get Saquon Barkley, and one running back doesn't even finish the season, while the other running back sets multiple NFL records and wins a Super Bowl, we are not the same. We are not the same. And it's not the difference between just saying, well, yeah, they got to make some moves, and it's hard, but they got to make these moves. No. It's impossible at this point. It's impossible. But those are just my thoughts. I'd absolutely love to hear yours. What do you guys all think about this never-ending story? About the Dallas Cowboys being close to winning, and they just need a Philadelphia Eagles offseason. The team that won 2 Super Bowls since Dak Prescott has been drafted, compared to Dak Prescott, who has 2 playoff wins. Oh, gosh. Let me know in the comments below. I read every single comment, so whether you agree with me or disagree with me, either way, let's get in some discussions, let's get in some fights, but ultimately, let's just have some fun. And please do consider subscribing. We are building an amazing community here, and I absolutely love to see you part of it. I want to build something that we all genuinely feel connected to, something that we're really excited to be part of. I think we're well on our way to doing it. Please don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, as it really does help with the visibility and the algorithm. Thank you so much. See you next time.